You're listening to What She Said on Canada Talks.
I'm Sharon Caddy with Christine Bentley. This is What She Said, and joining us in studio, Catina and Angela, and you know them as HighDiamond. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. What great music. You guys sound so amazing.
Thank you.
So how did this all start? Because you're young, but, I mean, it must have started somewhere.
Well, we've always been dancers.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up dancing. My mom was a dancer. So we started the same studio she was at, and then we just, we evolved. We started singing because for dance auditions and everything, we would be asked to sing. So we were like,
that's interesting.
So we were like,
So you
okay,
would do that musical theater thing where you were doing this, because many of the dancers, because my daughters came up through the world of competitive dance also, and so many do the lip sync, but when you had the girls up there who did the singing, it was like, oh, that's the real deal.
Yeah,
that is the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's funny because Kate Wheeler, who isn't here today, one of our co-hosts, her daughter, Alexandra Beaton, is on the Family Channel's
On the Next Step.
On the Next Step.
Yeah.
And she plays Emily. So they did dance, Alex and Sophie, Kate's daughters, for years, but it was sort of more drama and dance.
Right.
And yours was singing and dance.
Yeah.
Which is
Although
tricky.
I'm not sure. Sharon, do we know whether Alex ever sang?
I've never heard Alex sing.
No. Well, we're not sure. We'll have to ask Miss
So-
Alexandra.
So at what point do you take that step, though? First of all, do you still dance?
Of course we do.
Of course
Dance
you do.
is a big part of our show. Yeah,
So that's cool. But at what point did the singing sort of become
over.
a bigger thing?
I'd say about 5 years ago. As soon as we graduated through competition, we just started writing music, and everyone we met, we'd be like, we love dancing, but we want to take it to a new level. We don't want to just be the backup dancers. We want to do the whole thing. We want to sing too. So
we want to have our own show.
I can see it.
Yeah. We didn't want to be in the show.
That's the vision we had, like, our whole lives. So that's what we wanted. We made it into a reality.
So when did you make this step to a little closer to the singing part of your career?
Probably about 2-3 years before Broken was released, our first single.
Yeah, we started really concentrating on singing. So that's how it all started.
It had to be, you're doing your writing as well, and that had to be kind of tough in a way. I mean, I guess the creativity's always flowing, but dance is very all-consuming. I mean, you're in the studio for hours.
Yeah.
And, as I know, and you're spending a lot of your time on the floor and doing your thing. How did you find the time to actually sit down to writing? When do you do that?
We do it all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, we don't really pick days and times to sit down and write. Sometimes it's in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, we wrote a couple of our songs in the car.
It's like when you start feeling something, it just flows out of you. You just can't stop. You're like, oh my gosh, you get something in your mind, you're like, oh my god, we have to record that, or we have to write it down.
Do you find writing music, lyrics and music, parallel to choreography? In a way?
In a way,
yeah.
I guess. The creative sense to it, but it's entirely different, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to tell a story and actually say it.
I know, it's weird. Instead of telling a story with your body, you have to find the correct words.
Yeah.
But is there training with that? I mean, you train to be dancers, then you learn to be singers because that was part of it, and you were comfortable with that, and then when you decided that you wanted to be your own show, you didn't want to be a backup anything, you had to learn to write. And did that come naturally?
It did, yeah. We also, we've worked with many writers, too, to learn different ways to write a song. So
little tricks we've learned.
You learn something new through everybody.
So before we go any further, where did your name come from, HighDiamond? What does that mean?
I know what it is, but anyway.
You would. Anybody who's a dancer would know this question.
It's from being a competitive dancer. We would go to competitions, and the highest award is usually a diamond.
Yeah.
It's usually a diamond.
Because, Christine, what they do is there's bronze, silver, gold, but you can get gold or you can get high gold.
Yeah.
You can get.
So we would get diamonds or whatever, and then, but we were like, we want to strive to be better than a diamond.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? We want to be better than just...
There's always room to better yourself.
So HighDiamond.
HighDiamond.
That's the name.
That's great. It's a great name.
It
I
is.
love it.
We're constantly pushing ourselves.
So what you could have had made other choices. There are lots of people who dance and they sing and they do that as they're growing up, children, and then in high school, but they maybe have decided they're still going to take another career path. But it must mean something to you so overwhelmingly, because people who are creative are passionate.
Yeah, we didn't have a backup plan.
No backup plan?
No.
Well, then there's absolutely no room for failure then.
No, you don't. If you have a backup plan, there's
need.
room for that. So
Right. If you have a backup plan, then you have something to, to fall back on, and we're not interested in that.
So when you were 3 and 4, you wanted to be singing performers.
Well, I started dance when I was 4. I loved it. We had to help this one stay and dance, but she loves it now.
What's not to love? It's movement, it's
exactly.
costumes, it's audiences, it's all of that. Yes, sparkles.
So for somebody who hasn't been sort of familiar with it, because I had boys and I did have a girl, but she didn't get into dance, how hard is it when you're performing or even filming these videos that you're having to coordinate? I mean, I always wonder, I look at this and at videos and think, they're dancing, they're awesome, and they're singing, and they're awesome, and, to concentrate on where your left foot is going next is one thing, but then to concentrate on the word that's going next at the same time is another.
Kids in dance.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's natural, completely natural.
To do both, sort of...
Well, I mean, sometimes when we would compete, they would have to tell Angela to stop singing the song when she was dancing on stage. I would mouth
the words on stage and be like, Angela, this isn't musical theater.
No,
okay?
and that's, there's a line there.
Yeah.
There is.
Who are some of your musical influences?
That's a fun question. I love Carrie Underwood and Katy Perry. I love them.
You're looking forward to Super Bowl then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you?
I love Lana Del Rey and Rihanna.
So very different styles you're liking there.
Yeah, I know, very different.
I know.
Like there's a big divide from Katy Perry to Lana Del Rey.
There is, yeah.
Or does it change by the year? Like maybe
it does.
Next year somebody will come up and you'll say, I really like that. But what about way back when you were younger, some of the influences?
Pussycat Dolls, Spice Girls,
wow, yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice group of influences. So what was... I know you've been singing on stage through dance competitions and everything, but when you became HighDiamond as you are now, first performance on stage,
Youth Day. It was Youth Day.
Yeah, Youth Day.
A couple years ago in Toronto, Dundas Square.
You go big.
Yeah, our first show, that's what we did.
That was so much fun, though.
It was.
We got to dress up. We had so many people in the audience. Our similar family and friends came to watch us.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I thought I would be more nervous than I was, but I wasn't. I got on stage and it was so much fun.
Oh, well, then you're doing what you should be doing.
Exactly,
yeah.
And that's when the addiction took firm hold, right?
Yes. Yeah, we can't get on stage fast enough.
That was any shadow of Plan B was in the garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So where does the road take you these days?
Well, right now we're working on a radio tour coming up and a show tour as well here in Canada and the U.S.
Yeah, we're working on our album.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's in February. We'll be in the studio.
And our fabulous music video.
Wow. How long have you been working toward the album? Because I imagine, is it all your own contribution, or have you got other songwriters' music in there too?
There's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice mix.
Yeah.
Well, and so how long does it take, though, to put... That's a lot of stuff to get together to get the right stuff. I mean, you can grab any old songs and be in tomorrow,
exactly. Mm-hmm.
but that's not what you want.
Right.
So how long a process is it?
Well, it's been a process already. We've been working at this for about 2 years now. But we have songs. We picked the songs that we want to be on the album.
Right.
So we've got the list, and now it's just getting into the studio and recording them.
We have a schedule for that.
But a 2 year process, and you're young, so in 2 years you do a lot of growing, changing.
We do.
That would be a process.
Yeah, I'm wondering, do you then sometimes look at a song and say, I don't know, I loved it 2 years ago, but now...
Yeah, we've done that, and we've made changes.
I was going to say,
with
if it's
lyrics.
your own music, you can adapt it.
Yeah.
Lyrically,
cool.
we definitely changed
we do.
a few things.
Do you think you learned something through this process so maybe the next album wouldn't take you so long? Are there mistakes or there shortcuts that you kind of learned doing it? Or is it just
I wouldn't
the
say
creative
shortcuts
process
or anything.
takes what it takes?
I think it takes as long as it takes.
Yeah, but since we've done it before, I think we'll have an idea of what we like, of what we want to
Yeah.
What we want in our album, what we want the audience to hear in our album.
How we want our sound.
Yeah, so I think that part of the creative process will be easier, but writing lyrics and everything like that is still going to take the same amount of time.
Well, we know what you want, though. You want the HighDiamond.
Yes.
That's what we're,
yes, they do.
That's what we're aiming for. Yeah. So are we going to get to hear you coming up after this break? We're going to take a little break.
Yeah, a little sneak peek of Fabulous.
We'll be singing Fabulous.
That would be nice. All right.
So, I'm looking forward to this. What a Monday. And they said it was going to be blue.
It's not blue
It's
Monday.
not blue.
No. It's great. It's wonderful Monday. We will be back after the break. You guys can warm up during the break, okay?
Awesome.
We'll be back after the break with more from HighDiamond on What She Said on SiriusXM Canada Talks.
You're watching What She Said on YouTube.
We are having too much fun in studio with Catina and Angela HighDiamond on What She Said. I'm Sharon Caddy with Christine Bentley. You guys just sing right along with your music. It's so cute.
We can't help it.
Yeah. Now you've been hard at work on some songs and some. I know we don't have your backing band and everybody here. Can you give us sampling?
Yes,
of course
we can. Ready?
Okay.
We're ready.
Won't you come along?
Hello.
Hello.
I got for you
something you never seen before. So come and get it, boy. Yeah. I'm fabulous. Oh, oh, oh. I'm fabulous. Oh, oh, oh. I'm fabulous. Oh, oh, oh. You know, oh, oh.
Ooh, you are fabulous. Now, you guys get along so well, and it's fun to watch you together, but come on, sisters, working, on the road, doing your thing. Does it ever get tense?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We have our sister moments.
What do you fight about? Shoes? Makeup?
Well, she always takes my clothes.
Oh, clothes.
No, we do not fight about boys. Ever.
No?
No way.
I can totally see the clothes thing, 'cause my daughters do.
Yeah.
Well, she buys, like, so much. So I'm like, I'll save my money. I'll just shop in her closet.
Well, I have to shop for two.
But it's nice to see you guys getting along so well. Has it always been like that all the way through?
Yeah.
What's the age difference?
2.5 years.
That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Yeah.
You guys are so like my daughters. My goodness.
So your family, are they, the rest of your family, is anyone musical?
Yep. My mom's side.
Your mom,
Yeah,
your
they
mom's
are.
side,
They
yeah.
They play guitar, they sing.
Drums, there's a lot of bands.
Drums, yeah.
So we grew up with that.
So there's a lot of support there.
Yes, of course.
Because, I mean, there are lots of artists, young artists, whose parents are probably saying, I think you should maybe go to nursing school just in case this doesn't work out. So your mom would be somebody who would understand that when you,
even when we were just
when you
dancing.
have to sing and dance, you have to sing and dance.
You know, when even competition, my mom would go into our school and be like, you know what? My child's first priority is dance. So we need to work. We need to work their school around this.
That's having the headspace that because you talk to other parents of families and they're saying, why is your kid in dance? What are you going to do with it? Well, you can do stuff with it.
Yeah.
If you channel yourself toward that as your career.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's exactly where you guys come from.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things is you're more than just singers and dancers. You obviously have a social conscience because you're involved in anti-bullying. So tell us about that, how you got involved and what that means to you, what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, when we were younger, we were bullied. And
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know why I was bullied. They're just mean. It got to the point where, like, I was being physically, like, pushed and shoved.
Oh.
And my mom
How young were you?
Oh, I was grade 9, grade 10.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the girls were older than me, because I danced with an older group of girls. But I would go home and I'd start crying and not want to go back to dance because I didn't feel comfortable or safe there. And my mom said, you know what, well, maybe the next time they push you or touch you, like, you just speak up and so everyone can hear that, they're doing something that you don't like. So the one time
There's always behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I went into the change room, I got shoved, I actually, like, tripped over a bag. And so I stood up and I said, please don't shove me. And some other girls heard that, and so they became aware, right? So then they started standing up for me, and then I felt more comfortable and safe to go back to dance because there were girls looking out for me then.
So you were fortunate to have a mom who gave you that advice that you could talk to, that understood and guided you.
Yes.
And now you're doing that for others.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's also because she said something to her mom.
Yes.
A lot of
you have
kids
to do that.
are very quiet about bullying.
Yeah,
about
that's
being
true.
bullied, even to their parents. So their parents can't even give them advice.
So what is that mentality where you didn't say anything until your mom said, why don't you say something?
Yeah.
Was it a feeling of maybe I'm not good enough and they're older and they have a right?
Yeah, I mean, I was being bullied by older girls, right?
Yeah.
So I just didn't know how to go about it. So that's why I did reach out to my
And
mom.
is there a fear that if you, inside of yourself thinking, if I say something, I'm really going to be embarrassed because everybody's going to see more?
Yeah, well, maybe they'll pick on me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, did you notice after you did that and people were aware of it that more girls that you saw at your school started to do the same thing?
Well, that's actually something that we talk to about with the kids that we teach.
Yeah, we're dance teachers too.
Yeah,
that's
so if they don't feel comfortable telling their friends or telling their parents, we encourage them to maybe tell us so we know what's going on, and then this way we can try and help them in a way that, works for everybody.
So what was the best advice, you think, in your very short life? But there'll come a time when you won't even come in and do the show with us. We'll have to buy autographs, Sharon. What was the best advice you think you ever got? And I'm going to ask each one of you separately, because you are separate, even though you're joined at the hip.
Yeah.
Best advice you ever got?
Best advice I've ever gotten. I think it's just to be yourself. That's it.
Just to be yourself.
Just to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
My turn? Okay, I would say, I can't remember who told me this, but, being yourself, being who you are, and working hard. After being bullied and working through all of that, I pushed myself more and really started focusing on what I wanted and why I was at dance. I was going to dance because I loved it, right? Not because of the other girls that were there. So even though they were giving me a hard time, I still went. I made sure that, I was around the teachers all the time so I wouldn't get hurt. But, I worked through that, which made me a stronger person as well.
But it's also, it seems to me that both of you have chosen positivity.
Yeah.
Some people can focus on the negative, but you chose to say, okay, that's a negative thing. I'm going to just kind of walk around that. It's like the dog droppings at the park. I'm just going to walk around that and keep going. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to obsess about it. I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, well, I think if you're positive about bad things that have happened to you, more positive things are going to happen to you. If you focus on the negative, you're expecting negative things to happen, and I believe that it will happen to you because you're already thinking it. You have that in your mind that it's going to happen.
Well, I'm hearing more and more people saying, I choose to be happy.
And that's
what
they mean.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Just like a Monday.
You guys
Blue Monday, there's no such thing as a Blue Monday.
Exactly.
A blue life, okay? No such thing.
I think you guys have great things coming your way. I cannot wait till that album. So you're working on it in next month. When can we expect to hear it?
Oh, we're hoping early summer.
Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on your website, HighDiamond.com.
Yep.
Wonderful to have you two join us today.
Thank you so much.
Catina, Angela, HighDiamond. These girls are in for big things, Christine.
I know.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.